So, how do you become a life coach without certification? Well, there's a specific process that I'm going to explain to you right now. Check it out. Hey there, my name is Matt Boggs, and I'm the co founder of the Brave Thinking Institute, where our mission is empowering people to create and live a life they love. So, if you like this video, I encourage you to click the button and follow this account because every week we bring you videos and content to empower you in your life. And today we're talking about how do you become a life coach without certification? Well, there is a 3-step process. And here's how it works. The first thing you want to do is grab a pen. Step number 1, grab a pen, make sure it's a legible pen. Step number 2 is grab a name tag. And step number 3 is to write life coach on that name tag and slap it to your chest. And while I'm somewhat joking, I'm not joking at the same time because there is no governing board that says we certify you as a life coach. There's individual companies you can get trained and certified by, but there's no recognized overseeing board like there is for the medical field or there is like the bar association when you're a lawyer. And so what that means is that because there's no overarching board, it's really a mindset of what kind of life coach are you going to be? And why do you want to be a life coach in the first place? Because if you really care about people, which I imagine you do, you really want to make a difference in the world, which I imagine you do, and you've got a ton of training and experience up until now in different fields and different areas, which I imagine that you do. How do you bring that caring and that energy and that training together to really impact people? You see, there's a lot of certifications out there that are $99, that are $500. At the end of the day, clients don't really care if you're certified from one school or another. They aren't checking to see how much your certification costs, whether it was $99 or whether it was $20,000. What do your clients care about? Your clients care about whether or not you can help them. Your clients care about whether or not you can help them have deep and lasting transformation so that they can create the results that they want. And if they trust that you're able to and you're able to deliver on those goods, then they are happy. And frankly, that's the number one reason why people invest in higher price certification programs, because the training is just so much better. And when it comes to training, there's really 3 elements that you want to focus on that can help you impact people's lives, that can help you help them create the results that they're looking for. And here's what those 3 things are. The first thing is you want training and how to help someone reprogram their limiting beliefs, reprogram their minds. This is not something that we're born instinctually knowing. There's a process, a proven science to how to reprogram our limiting thoughts, because you and I both know that our thoughts create our reality. But how do you access and understand the hidden subconscious blocks that people have that prevent them from moving forward? There was a client that I worked with who really wanted to launch her business, and she had worked with other coaches before, and there are accountability coaches and there are business coaches, but none of that worked for her. She was never really able to get herself to launch this business. And finally, when she came through the Brave Thinking Institute and worked with myself and some of our other coaches, we helped her uncover a subconscious block through a process that we take people through. And her block is something called value versus. And here's what it means. When you want something that you value in your life, like launching a new business or you have a dream, if it conflicts with an existing stronger value, you will be stuck. And so here's what this woman had set up for herself subconsciously, that if she launched this business and it was successful, that it would cost her the time with her kids that she really valued. She wasn't even aware of that, but that was a limiting belief that she had. And the good news is it's not true. It's not true that if she's successful in this business, that it would cost her time with her kids. It's a possibility, but she could organize her business in such a way that gave her both. When she discovered what that limiting belief was and went through a process for how to shift that limiting belief, she was able to launch her business and she was able to take it to great heights of success. So you want to understand how limiting beliefs get created in the first place, how they influence us, how to identify them, and more importantly, how to change them so you can help your clients break through what's been keeping them stuck in the past. The second thing you want to know is how to work with universal spiritual laws. If you want to become a pilot, you've got to learn the laws of aerodynamics. If you want to become an electrician, you've got to learn the laws of electricity. And they work the same whether you're in Stockholm or Sweden or Los Angeles. Universal spiritual laws are the same. We live in a universe that's governed by spiritual laws. Why this is so important is because your clients are not just human beings, they're spiritual beings in a human experience. And when you can help them tap into the spiritual side of their nature and then understand how they're interacting and transacting with these spiritual laws of the universe, they're able to access results so much faster. For example, so many people understand the law of attraction, but hardly anyone knows the other 10 hidden universal laws that we're operating by in this universe. One of those is the law of non-resistance. And how do you move into non-resistance when you're faced with something that you don't want? Because human nature is to resist it, to try to push it away. And that's often what your client is going to be doing. They're like, I don't want this to happen. They resist it. But what they don't understand is that when they're in resistance, their own energy is actually more connected to that result, and they're drawing it into their life. How do you shift into non-resistance so that you can create the results that you want? One of my clients who didn't even know that she was struggling with this, the thing we were working on is helping her attract the love of her life. She kept attracting emotionally unavailable men. Guys who didn't want relationships, or guys who thought they wanted one, and then it turned out, oh, they didn't want a relationship, and it just kept happening and happening, and she had no idea why she was stuck in this pattern until she began to really understand the law of non-resistance and how to shift her energy. She didn't even know she was calling in these guys into her life. And when she understood how to move into the law of non-resistance, she was able to let those other guys go, and she attracted an amazing man into her life. So you want to understand these spiritual laws of the universe and help people tap into the spiritual side of their nature. And the third skill that you want as a great life coach is to master the art of asking evocative questions. You see, I believe what Socrates said, which is wonder is the gateway to wisdom. In other words, when you ask a great question, it can unlock new insights, new awarenesses that you didn't even know were there. And so there's an art and a science to asking a sequence of questions that can help people discover the answers that they have within. There's a big difference between an accountability coach or a consultant that basically says, what's your goal and what did you do between now and then? They just help you stay on track, or a consultant that gives you advice and strategies. Way different than a powerful life coach. Powerful life coaches, really transformational coaches, know how to ask the right questions that can get to the heart of the issue. Questions like, what do you need to face that you've been resisting facing about this situation? You see, there are questions that's like a combination. You ask the right questions in the right sequence, and it unlocked major breakthroughs for people. Now, I remember when I was going through my certification course, and it was a brilliant certification course, in depth, and they were teaching us evocative questions. We did a game, an exercise, a juggling game to see how many times we could catch the ball. Now, I'm not a juggler. My partner wasn't a juggler, so we were struggling in the beginning, and the person was just helping us count the number of catches that we had. And then the exercise was, during our juggling, every time we dropped a ball and had to restart, our partner would ask us an evocative question. And these questions were brilliant, and they helped unlock awareness that I didn't even know I had. And within 7 minutes, I was able to quadruple the number of catches that I was making juggling. Now, this is astounding, just by asking the right questions to create that level of impact in such a short period of time. And yet that is the art of asking evocative questions. And so here's what's great. As you learn how to reprogram people's beliefs, as you learn how to help people operate with the spiritual laws of the universe, and you learn how to ask the right questions, people will have massive transformations in their lives. And they don't want to stop. So they'll sign up for more and more and more coaching from you, and they'll also refer their friends to you. Now, of course, there's a host of other skills that you need as a life coach, but these three are paramount. So if you would love training in these three, if you would love to know how to get right to the root of those subconscious beliefs and rewire those, and understand the laws of the universe and help people tap into those, and how to ask these evocative questions, I'm going to post a link in the description and in the comments below, because that's exactly what we train you here at the Brave Thinking Institute. And in fact, I think we are world class at this. So my encouragement to you is click that link, explore how that training works and how it could support you in really making an impact in people's lives. Because being a life coach is way more than a title. It's way more than a certification. It's the privilege that we have to help other people transform their lives and achieve their dreams. And so my question for you is, as you make a difference in people's lives, what do you think are the most important skills to make that difference? Go ahead and post that in the comment section below. And know this, I believe in you. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.